Hello guys, and today we're playing as United States of America in new patch and new DLC, and I must say that's awesome because I already played a little DLC and this has very crucial difference compared to normal game before. For example, if we go to companies, we could see that America has one company, but well, that's not so important. What is more importantly, right now we have a global rating of companies, so we could know which company earn profits, which company has the most big profits in the game, and that's very awesome because in the past we not had this ability. And more of that, they added such thing as prestige goods, prestige tools, which give plus 20% as input when you use these goods. So it's not just some kind of prestige goods, it's also more efficient good, like more high quality goods, which boost your economy very significantly. And this completely changed gameplay because sometimes you wanna just some companies enter inside your market because you don't care about dividends which they will take away from your country because they will generate to you these prestige goods. So that's completely changed gameplay in very a lot areas. And more of that, if we come to our company, we'll give monopoly rights to company, which means this company will have monopoly to construct this type of buildings. We could give even industry rights additional for like this company construct something more. But more importantly, we could even do trade rights, which is super cool in my opinion. And we could give even colonization rights. But more importantly, what we have is investment rights, which means company enable construction regional company headquarters, which literally means that American company could construct a headquarters inside Russia or Prussia or France, anywhere where we have investment rights. And after this headquarters will not use our reinvestment pool. This company will use investment pool of France, of Russia, or any other country. And you may ask, oh, whoa, that's cool. But what about dividends? Well, dividends will go inside headquarters inside this country, obviously, because dividends will be paid to workforce. But if you look at our headquarters, for example, in Pennsylvania, you could see here that we don't have any reinvestment. But if we start game, we will have reinvestments. Well, you already could decide that we generate reinvestments, which is super important. And any headquarters will generate reinvestments from workforce dividends. And all of these reinvestments will go to your country inside your investment pool. So for that reason, you will want to construct maybe inside our countries, especially if you have very small domestic market. If your companies could get access to very big market, for example, if you play as Belgium, that will be super nice if you get access to American market because your Belgian company will construct a lot of buildings and all of this money will go inside investment pool, which is super crazy. As United States of America, we don't want to give access to our market to our companies, to our countries because we don't need this. We have very low peasant, so we will very fast depeasanting our population and we don't want to for no one invest inside our country. At least I think so in start of the game, but after maybe we will invest inside our countries. But more importantly is that we have right now automatic trade system. And you might think like, oh, that's not big difference. Well, it's not big difference from perspective of code, right? They not change very a lot code of the game. So, but from perspective of gameplay, this changed completely all game. Literally, because in past, if you want to export or import, you was need to have convoys. All convoys was sponsored by government, was created by government. All ports was government buildings. So if you want to have convoys, you must subsidize ports. You spend government money for generate convoys, and after you use these convoys to sell your goods, for example, or import your goods. And this means as more you import and export, your government will spend more and more money on convoys. While government sometimes, if you have very low taxes, do not get directly profits from this. So when you create export-oriented economy in past, you very fast reach selling where you could export only very expensive goods and you cannot export grain or metals because it's very expensive because they consume very a lot convoys while they not give very a lot profits. So literally game become unrealistic and you cannot create export-oriented economy or import-oriented economy, right? It's impossible. And right now with this update, we have this ability because all ports right now could be a private owned or owned by government, but more importantly, it's work as real business. They use ships, like clippers in our case, and they generate merchant marine. And merchant marine consuming both trade centers, which we could build as many as we wanna. And private investors as well could build this. So it's no longer like building which just exists in the game. This is building which you could construct. Trade centers right now, as any other business, this is just about profits. So if you have a lot cheap goods, they will be exported. Alright, because trade centers generate income. They will spend this money to buy merchant marine, and merchant marine produce ports. So you as government right now no longer need subsidize your export-oriented economy. You don't need spend nothing, and your capitalist will just create very powerful trading system. They will export very a lot or import very a lot inside your country as in reality, like it's happened in real world. That means this changed completely all gameplay of the game completely. Like I mean like literally, it's completely completely change all the game which was like in past. So right now you could create import-oriented economy where you're importing very a lot raw resources, right? And you could create export-oriented economy where you're selling very a lot of resources. Like you could create extraction economy where you sell, for example, as we are America right now, we are a very extraction-oriented economy. We export fabric, which is very low, processed good, right? It's not give very a lot of income to us, but well, it's ocean states, we have slavery, and they have very a lot cheap labor because of this, so they just export a lot cloth, which is what's in reality. All of this is worked now super awesome. And more importantly, what they added inside game is treaties. So if we open, for example, diplomacy, we could create treaty, and it gives huge amount of ability to change game like completely. We could even give monopoly rights to they construct something inside our country, and only their company will construct this type of building inside our country. We could give them money to them if they wanna, and more of that, we could even ask something to Russia. We could say, oh, we wanna for you sell to us wood, let's say 180 wood to us every week, right? And that's very awesome. That gives so lot flexibility. In past we not had nothing of this, and to be honestly, what I'm willing to do, I think I will just, to a lot of countries, I will try to say, oh, give monopoly rights to my company, for only my company could construct motor industries inside your country, or like what, etc. So that will be our policy, like capitalistic policy or capitalist imperialistic policy in the future. But right now we need to start with industrialization, right? Because this is America of 1836, and we are not very developed country right now in terms of economy and power. Well, I'm talking about company, our William Crumb and Sons company is only one company right now in the United States of America. Well, this is a game, is not reality, but anyway, but this game cannot have any prestige goods, as you see. So we want to disband this company because we don't need this at all. And what we want to create, we want to create a company which will allow us to some prestige good, and which I see here, Congress Steel Company, which give refined steel to us, which will give 20% input throughput, right? That's so good. That's really super good. So we need to establish this, but we don't have right now all requirements. So we need steel mills at least equal to 5. So we need to do this. Well, let's check our steel mills. If we have at least some steel mills inside our country, yeah, we have a couple steel mills. Oh, in Pennsylvania, well, that's awesome. So let's build about 5 steel mills and subsidize them. Well, this is clearly not very profitable because we not consume a lot of steel, but we need to do this for just achieve company. And technology, I believe that pharmaceuticals is super important because it's allow us to create public health care, which will boost very significantly population of our country. So we need to do this. And talking about our trade, we need to solve this problem with trade because we see that we import coffee. Well, coffee, it's very bad idea to import, mostly because coffee is inside the game not has any difference with wine or others. So it has inside category luxury drinks, and luxury drinks is tea, coffee and wine. Well, and all of them is equal in reality. So we don't want to import coffee because coffee is foreign product which will not generate to us any money. Well, in real world, wine and coffee is very different thing, and you can't prohibit import coffee inside your country and consume wine. This not work this way, but it's a game, and inside this game we could prohibit to consume coffee. So what we do, we put maximum tariff, 50% tariff on a coffee. And about export, we say, well, if you want to export inside our country, that's no big deal. I don't want to advise you for do with all the goods, not only with which we're trading right now, but with all goods. So let's come here. Well, what about fabric? Does we want to for anyone import fabric inside our country? Yes, we want to, because we want to create manufactured profitable businesses. So we want to for countries import fabric inside our country, but we exporting very a lot of this fabric, to be honest. And well, that's not very good because we don't want to export fabric. We have all fabric inside America and for us very cheap prices. More of that, it has sense with slavery because fabric profits goes not to normal people, they go to landowners and slave owners. And as more money have slave owners, they will be more politically powerful inside the America. So what we want to do, we want to put tariff on export. Well, in reality, it was civil war. Maybe one of the reasons why it was civil war is because American government wanted to have tariffs and social states don't want it. So that was one of the reasons of the war. It was a little more complex, but one of the reasons was because of this. But inside game, like if we do this, no one will be upset. Well, which is, again, it's game, guys, so be calm. With wood situation, absolutely the same. We want to import wood inside America, and when we don't want it for it to be exported, because if it's exported, it creates problems for us. About grain is the same situation, so we don't want for grain be exported. It's very important for all food, to be honest, because you don't want to export your food. You want to have very cheap prices on your food, for you have very high growth of population, because if your population is starving, they will have lower growth rate, which is not good. Oh, here come very interesting thing, cloth. Well, what about cloth? We don't want to import this, never, because this is produced manufactured goods. We want to put very high tariffs on import, and we want to put zero tariffs on export, because we want to export this as many as possible. So the same about furniture. Paper is the same. Groceries. Oh, groceries, that's very interesting, because this is a kind of food, right? But this is manufactured food, so that's not very important. So we could do the same. Merchant marine is the same. We don't want to never import it, but we want for it to be exported. Well, let's go to industrial goods. What about iron? Iron is very important thing, because it's very important for our construction and etc, etc, etc. So we don't want to put any tariffs on import. So if any other country want to import iron inside America, that's very nice, because it's decreased price of our construction goods. Because if you look to our construction goods, for example, 10,000 construction goods, and more than 60% of our construction cost is iron. So clearly we want for iron be always imported to America. And what about export? We want to prohibit export. We don't want for iron go away from our market. Well, it's the same about hardwood. What about dyes? Oh, dyes is very interesting thing, because we not produce any dye. So we need import this as many as possible, but we don't want for it never be export. Oh, about engines, well, we want to put zero tariff on export, because we want for people buy our engines, because it's high manufactured goods. You see, it's not very hard. This just you apply basic logic and you know what tariffs you need to put. But keep in mind, all of these tariffs was in 19th century when it was gold standards, all right? So for that reason, this not has very lot connection to our modern world. If you use such tariffs inside modern world, it's not super efficient, to be honest. In our economy, a lot more complex. But in 19th century, when it was gold standard, it was very important to have more export than import inside your country for, stabilize this. Because if you have more import than export inside your country, it means your gold, because your currency is gold, to be honestly, it's adjusted to gold. It's go away from your country, and very soon your currency will have depletion of gold, and it means your value as whole will worth nothing, and that could cause deflation and collapse economy. But this is not simulated inside this game, so you don't need to worry about this. And about import, we don't want for engines to be imported inside our country. The same about explosives, because explosive is manufactured goods. About coal, the same situation. Tools is opposite. We want for it to be maximum export and zero import. Tools are using inside construction sector, but tools is manufactured goods. So when we produce tools ourselves, it's create our workplaces for our people. And if we importing tools, it's not create any workplaces. So for that reason, despite tools is very necessary for us, and we want to have cheap price on goods. In reality, we want to export our tools to other countries, because it's create very a lot of workplaces in our country. Just think about this. For produce tools, you need wood, you need iron, and after you will need even rubber. So that's create very a lot of workplaces for our people. For that reason, despite tools is important for construction, we don't want for it to be imported inside our country, and we want for it to be exported for outside of our country. So you see, like raw resources, we wanna for stay inside our country, and manufactured goods we wanna sell away from our country. Well, that's just basic logic for any developed manufactured country. Nothing special here, to be honest. So you see, that took a lot time, but it's worth it in start of the game to do such tariffs system, because it will be very useful in the future for your economy work it correct, like stimulate your capitalists construct manufactured buildings and do not construct raw resources building, because we don't want to export this. Well, that's tobacco, which intoxicants. Well, that's technically are very similar to food to us. So tobacco is very important for our population, but tobacco is not manufactured goods. Tobacco is raw resources inside this game. For that reason, we don't want to export tobacco never. We want to for it stay inside our country, and we don't want to as well import this inside our country, because, well, why we need import tobacco if we could produce our own tobacco here? Well, so that's it. Well, liquor is more complicated thing, because liquor could be produced in farms, and also it could be produced in factories. So technically it's create workplaces, but in the same time it's very important intoxicant for our population. So we don't want to kinda import this, because it's anyway bad for our economy. But for that reason, we not put any tariff on export, but we put tariff on import. Luxury clothes. If you see here, it's really marked that we are very sick. We are importing luxury clothes. Luxury clothes is absolutely unuseful for us, because it's not decreased quality of life of anyone, only rich people buying this. So we want to put maximum tariff on import, and as well we put zero tariff on export. So if you want to sell away our luxury clothes, you could do it. About our meat, we want to have maximum amount of meat inside our market, and we don't want it to be honestly never export this. So we want to put maximum tariff on import and export in the same time, which is quite funny. About sugar, we don't want to never export this, but we want to for it to be imported inside America. Well, and about meat, to be honestly, I think maybe we want to import this. Alright, I switch my opinion. opinion, because in long term we want to import as many as possible meat. Well, why not? So, but we don't want to export this for sure. And about luxury furniture, well, you know, we don't want to import this, but we want to export this. And as you see here, exist subventions when you pay additional money for export or import. But I don't want to use this because I think it's some kind of unfair economy and some kind of sick thing. Because if you spend very little money on government or on subventions for import or export, this means your economy are not very market, to be honest. Your economy means some kind of not very market, not very stable, and in long term your economy will be not efficient if you do subventions for import or export. I believe so, at least. Well, at least it's working in reality. So if you want to use subventions for import or export, that must be only temporarily thing, alright? I don't think you should rely on this on long term. Maybe exist some exceptions when you have shortage of oil inside your country or shortage of rubber, which is super crucial products in late game. Maybe you want to use subventions always on rubber or oil, but in our cases you don't want to use this never. Fruits we want to import, alright? If they want to send to us this, well, that's not a big deal. Well, I cannot pronounce this, so this I will just call porcelain. I don't know how to pronounce this, I'm sorry. So, well, the same, we don't want to import this, but we want to export this. And okay guys, we almost finished it. Last is only military goods. So let's see here. Small arms. We don't want to never import this inside our country, because why we need this? This not has sense. And we want a maximum export. Ammunition, same thing for ammunition. Men of arms, same thing for men of arms. And artillery, same thing for artillery. So finally, we finish it with our market, let's say, reconsideration. I don't know how to pronounce this, how to say this correct. So let's see our market. We have right now 840 export of cloth. And let's see how it's changed. Alright, that's changed very fast. Now we have 810. So you see our export of fabric falling. Means it will decrease price in our market, which is very nice for our manufacturing goods, but very bad for plantators. Well, but it's not our problem. We have about 650 authority, and I want to use this authority usually for consumption taxes, but right now in America we want to use this for something more important. We have pro-slavery movement, which is super bad, because slavery, you may think like, oh, what's wrong with slavery? It's very profitable. Well, if you use such bad person, well, and if you have such attitude in your life, well, I'm very sad for you. But slaves are very economically inefficient in long term, because slaves do not consume products which they produce, alright? So with slaves it's very easy to create situation when you have very a lot cheap products, but you don't have no one to consume this. And more of that, slaves cannot use usually our automated tools and others, because it's decreased very significantly profitability. So slavery is forced us to stay in very low productive labor, which is very bad for long term. So we want to rid off of slavery as fast as possible. Not because of moral thing, but because of economical things. So we want to abolitionist movement, which will give more 50% popularity, and pro-slavery will be suppressed. And we have 250 authority, well, which is quite nice. And our authority I want to spend in tobacco, 100. And if you see we have only 150, well, and you may think, oh, that's not sufficient for took one consumption tax, for example, for services, right? Because it have 200 authority, but we will increase government wages and it will give us 200 authority. Well, that's kind of trick. And after you could put services, right, you have 0, and after you could decrease wages, and you have minus 50, which give only plus 1% from radical political movements. Well, that's nothing, so that's work perfect. We have very low taxes, so we can increase taxes to medium taxes, and it's give us 38,000 of balance for our government, and we're spending only 25,000 on construction goods, so we want to use this money in construction sector. So let's construct more construction sectors. So I'm offering you guys to construct about several construction sectors inside New York. Each construction sector will give minus 5,000 approximately for us. For that reason, we could clearly say that we could build almost H. Maybe we could build almost 8. Yeah, I think 8 or 7. Yeah, maybe 7, like more smart. So we will just double our construction capacity with these investments. And since start of the game, Mexico will be our big problem, because they're colonizing a lot of states which we want to colonize, and they already controlling some territories which in future we want to capture for sure. But they have relatively small economy and small military right now compared to our military are quite equal, but our economy like almost 5 times bigger than Mexican economy. So what is very important to decide that right now Mexico is minor power, and in future Mexico will be major power, like usually it's happened in majority games. What we want to do, we want to make products, right, from Mexico. It will give us 52 infamy, which is super a lot infamy, but we want to do this. Well, as you decided before, we don't have military, which is a lot bigger than military of Mexico, so we want to construct maybe a couple more artillery, for example, for guarantee that we will win this war against Mexico. Let's build at least one artillery, couple artillery, like 2 artillery here. And what about you guys? How much do you have? Well, you don't have almost any cavalry, so I believe we could construct several artillery and even several cavalry. It will be very good, I believe so. Let's see. But our steel mills will wait. Also, I start war in the start of the game because Mexico right now in a war with Texas, so this distract Mexico forces on Texas. But more importantly, Mexico don't have full manpower inside their military because they are lost very a lot of their manpower inside Texas, and it means we could very easily probably capture Mexico even without construct this maybe artillery. So it means maybe we could capture Mexico very easy. Well, unfortunately, Mexico captured this territory very fast and Texas disappeared. But anyway, their manpower suffered huge losses. Well, you can see here, for example, from their maximum 7, like maximum 10,000 manpower, they have only 5,000. While my manpower has a lot bigger. Well, not very a lot bigger, but I think bigger than them, right? Like 7,000. So I believe we could do very well. For example, we could check their military capacity. Well, they have 183 army power projection, and we have about 317, well, which is a lot better. Well, and also I want to improve relationship with other big countries like Russia, Britain, Prussia, France, like everything what I can. It will be super important in long term for me. And let's see what treaty we could do with Britain. For example, what about if I give trade privilege to them? They want to give me trade privilege. Well, not very a lot. What about Russia? Well, let's see if it works. Trade privilege to France. Oh, they not want them. So we hope we will improve relationship with them and we will get trade privilege, because trade privilege means we will able to get more cheap goods from France, and we will export more expensive our goods inside France, because our goods will have priority towards France, and France will have same situation in our market, but we don't care who sells something to us. Okay, we have some problem with authority. I don't know why it's happened. Probably because we changed president. I cancelled my consumption taxes because I don't have enough authority. Probably because my president changed it or like something like this. Well, situation not super well in all front lines. For example, we start to lose here, and you can see that we're losing really very a lot. Very noticeable here. So maybe we need come to defense. Yeah, maybe it's better if we come to defense. Yeah, situation not look very good, I must say it. So come to defense, guys, come on. And we will wait until my military will finish to build, and I hope it will be sufficient for beat Mexico. I believe so. So we just need to refill our losses, because minus 18 we cannot attack them with such disadvantage. Well, Mexican decide to attack me. Well, they probably think that they are in good position, but that's not true at all. We have 40 defense, so when Mexican attacking us, they will losing very a lot troops, very a lot. Yeah, Mexicans, you don't have any chance, and mostly because you don't have technologies, because they have line infantry, while we have skirmish infantry. Alright, so I continue fighting with southern plantators, and one of the way how I want to fight is that because we have local police force is give plus 10% influence, like political strength to southern planters. I wanna enact dedicated police force which will not give any political influence to these land owners, like slave owner in our case. So let's try to pass this law. We maybe don't have anyway sufficient amount of military, so I will add additional more cavalry and additional more cannons, mobile artillery, for our military be more powerful, let's say this. And right now we waited a little, and we have 12,000 military and they have 13,000, but we have significantly better offense. So let's try to attack them. I will put attack everyone, and let's see how it goes, if it goes good or not. Yep, oh my god, that's go very well. They have only 14 defense and we have 29 offense. This is crazy. Yeah, and look at this front line, 17 defense against 52 offense. This is crazy. We are super efficient. And yeah, look at this advantage. We have advantage of 72, like 75, 70, 80, 90. I mean, like, look at this, like advantage is 94% towards Mexican armies. This is crazy. I think we will beat them. Yeah, mostly because we are using right now, like you can see we have only, for example, 2 units here, 1 skirmish, 1 military, like 1 mobile artillery. But here you can see, well, you don't saw, but I mean, like mainly because I built very a lot right now mobile artillery. Our mobile artillery very easy crushing Mexicans. So in reality, with such huge advantage, I could even maybe do naval invasion, but it will take a lot of time. So, well, let's just let them capture these territories. Hey, what is this? Mexicans decide to do blockade of America. Well, that's weird. So we will beat them very easy. I'm forced to reform my government because I have not sufficient legitimacy. So right now we have, like, let's say, rural folk, armored forces, social planters, and now we will switch into petite bourgeoisie, industrialist, and intelligentsia, which is significantly better. So let's do it. And I hope, yes, now I will now continue to study. Wonderful. We will continue enacting our law. And what about our wonderful Mexican brothers? Yep, I think they kind of dying. Well, yeah, American army is very powerful, what I could say. That's very powerful, to be honest. And I believe it's time to create a American power bloc, which will be, of course, trade league, because America was famous for its trade, especially in the early 20th century, right? So we will do trading league. And I want to maybe spend some time to customizing this, because that's look very bad. Let's do something American. Well, but problem that this game version has some bugs, so sometimes this statue is disappearing. In reality, I don't know why I spend time on this, because I'm never ever like doing nothing here, so I don't know. Yeah, that sounds very American, no? Like sword, capitalist with sword. That sounds very American, I think. And what about color? That sounds very weird. I don't like this. I wanna maybe shield frame like simple without nothing. Well, what about emblem? Our logo. We could create. We could create Islamic Islamic trade league for USA, but well, that will be very weird, super weird. We could also create very iron cross, like very something Christianic. Well, but I think it's very weird. America was famous for freedom, right? And freedom, you know, ship could represent freedom, some kind of, you know, you could go everywhere where you want in ship. So like technically we will have ship, right? I don't have any idea. About sides, I believe we don't need to have nothing, because this is this look all not very democratic. This look all very imperialistic, I must say. And these dragons also. Like, what is this? Eagle. Could we put eagle in up of our emblem? I don't know. Sound American, no? I don't know. Clearly we should not put like crown, because this is like we're not kingdom, we republic. So okay, eagle. But that's weird. That's look weird, but that's very American. Very weird American style, what you could say. So what color Americans, I don't know, what pattern Americans prefer? I don't know. Tell me, guys. I know that I have a lot of subscribers from America, so you could tell me. What pattern do you think is the best? I don't have an idea, to be honest. Yeah, this look very interesting. Like these circles, yeah? Like look kind of more modern, no? No, that's look shitty. I don't know. 19th century, it was not super. It was beautiful time, but not very republican, you know. I don't see anything which could represent republicism. I'm not sure if this word exists. Let's put maybe this, all right? Circles with crust inside, or maybe just flowers. I cannot tolerate this eagle. This eagle very strange, all right? Okay, just ship with flowers, and we will call this American Trade League. Yeah, look at how I typing of. Oh, I have limitation. I cannot write more. Trade League of United States. Trade League sound weird. Maybe Trade Union. Trade Union of United States. I don't know. Yeah, I believe Trade Union of United States. Oh my god, that disappeared. Trade Union of United States. Trade Union of United States. Yeah, that sounds fine for me. And in mandate, we will select, of course, in external trade, mostly because internal trade put tariffs. At least it was in past. Oh, right now they don't have any tariffs, so that's very, very good, to be honest. It is plus 40%, like minus 25% for port connections, plus 5 throughput bonus company, and plus 10 infrastructure. And what about external trade? External trade gives us trade capacity and trade advantage, which is, to be honest, very important. Also, it gives us some influence, which could be very useful in the end of the game. So, because we will have very a lot port connections, because we will probably go to colonization in Africa, we will also invite other African and European countries inside our country, inside our trade league. For that reason, I believe that internal trade in long term will be more efficient, like, and more profitable for us. So let's come with internal trade, right? I mean, like, mostly I like internal trade because of this minus 25% convoy cost for port connections, and plus 10 infrastructure, and plus 5 throughput bonus to company. I think this is a lot times better than just gives because external trade mostly Trade advantage 25%. Well, that's nice, and trade capacity is also nice. But to be honest, let's be clear, it's not super important for late game, for middle game, for early game. Like, that's not important at all. Only important here is influential trade center, which will give us some influence, but we don't care about influence a lot. Because we are America, right? We have very a lot military power. Not now yet, but in future. So we don't care what other countries think about us, right? So we don't need influence. Let's go. We will spoil a relationship with great powers because we're creating power block. That's why I started already improving relationship with Britain, because I don't want to spoil a relationship with great powers now. In the future, yeah, maybe I will spoil a relationship with them and I will don't care. But right now, I don't want to do this because I want to do very nice investment agreements with these countries. Yeah, Russia immediately decided to declare a rivalry because we spoiled the relationship, because we created power block. Yeah, Russia, you hate me. Well, that's very historical, to be honest. In reality, no. And Russia and America had very good relationship for mostly all 19th century. And only in 20th century their relationship started to become spoiled. So that's not very realistic that you declare rivalry. But well, as well, United States of America never tried to subjugate Mexico in reality, so I can't complain about this. As well, we have couple states which is not incorporated, which means we're not collecting taxes in these regions. So I wanna incorporate these regions. I don't know how it's possible, but they have only 8 defense. I don't know how it's possible, what's going on in Mexico army, but we just killing 1,000 Mexicans and we lost less than 100 people. So yeah, we won this war very clearly. Like, it's now just question of time when they will capitulate. Yeah, military power projection 23, and American power projection right now 537, which is quite a big, to be honest. This mechanic was not exist in past, and that's super cool. Just look at this world market that says 25% only. So Mexico cannot buy anything right now from, like, look at this, they not export nothing, they not import nothing. But trust me, Mexico wanna import very a lot of weapons, because clearly Mexico do not have enough weapons. Like, let's check there. Oh my god, 75% price. Oh my god, 75% more expensive. Oh my god, look at this. This is very awesome, guys. This is super awesome. So right now, because we have blockaded a Mexican market, they cannot buy weapons from world market, and because of this they have very little defense, because their military suffer from insufficient weapons. Let me check. Yes, look at these penalties. Penalties 75%. God damn. Oh my god. This is very a lot. And what about their penalty? -3%. Well, that's not very big, to be honest. Supply almost 0. Yeah. So right now, blockades working in the game. Wonderful. Now we finally could do real blockades as in reality. That's very good update. I love this DLC. I love this update. This is the best what happened with game since the release of the game. And if you remember that we changed like tariffs on our import and export goods, already, if you see, it's changed very a lot. Like, passed literally 1 year, but we export very little fabric, like 4 times less fabric than in past. But we started to export engines and even ammunition and even wine. But we importing wood, sugar, tea somehow. I don't know why. Oh, look at this. I did not decide about tea. That's very sad. So we need to put also tariffs on tea for it's not happening more, because we don't want to import tea. Export may also, we don't want to export tea, to be honest. Well, let's look at our market right now, because if you see, we have 55% plus market price for iron, and iron is very important construction material for us. So because we have such expensive iron, we're paying very a lot of money as government to construct building, because we're doing government construction. When will our steel mills will be finished before we could create company? We need to create also construction queue for iron mines. Yes, I believe so. So we click here and let's do something interesting. We don't have super a lot iron mines places in America. So what we could do, we could just build everywhere at least 1 iron mine, and after we could just click auto expansion. And that will be quite sufficient, to be honest. So yeah, let's click auto expansion, and you see we have 11, and after expansion give 4 more. So now we will be automatically expand these iron mines, which is very nice, and we will no longer spend time on this. Finally, after 1 year and half of very brutal war, in which died, let's say, only 7,000 American and almost 20,000 Mexicans. Well, that's not very a lot of people, to be honest, but we achieved Mexico protectorate. Yeah, wonderful. Now Mexico is our protectorate, and it means no longer we will have problem with Mexico. because we could just took the states from them if we wanna at any moment. So our problem with Mexico solved in the first year of the game, which is very good, to be honest, I think. But what is very important right now, also Mexico is part of our American market. So we could import, we don't need more import of very a lot of things, because Mexico produce things which we can't produce. For example, Mexico has ability to produce dye. Yeah, you can see here. Mexico could construct dye plantations, or we could construct ourselves even here dye plantations. And after it will be used in our American factories. So we don't need use our convoys and others to export or import this. So that's very nice. We successfully rid off of influence of landowners who enacted dedicated police force immediately in 1837, because we have quite huge movement of against slavery. I believe we could try to ban slavery. Let's see if we could do this. Oh yeah, that seems that will be some war. Well, I not say that I want a civil war, but it seems that they don't have very a lot military, like only age. Military? Well, that's not sound big. So I believe we could prepare to war a little more and create maybe one army more here. Let's create one army. We will call it a liberation army, like liberal, liberal American army. And that will be real liberals, not modern liberals, right? We want to just give rights to all humans, not discriminate no one else. Well, so let's try to build here. I think I believe about four skirmish infantry, about 2 units of mobile artillery and 2 units of cavalry. So, and we will construct all of this, and I hope we will construct this before war started, civil war, because this is going very fast. I get American Association one of foreign investment rights with British Republic, which is very interesting, but I'm very surprised that Britain is republic. In 1838, like in 2 years of the game, artificial intellect playing Britain decided to rid off of monarchies. This game has named Victoria 3 because of literally British Queen, which was ruling Britain for 1 century. And right now we don't have British Queen, we just have one president, which is very strange, but it's really very nice because of our government is also republic. It means British Republic will have even better attitude towards us, which is very nice. Here we go, Confederacy uprising against us. Well, we must create armies. Well, this army not has nothing, which is very sad. Army of Florida not have nothing. Well, and liberal American army already have 5 units inside this, which is very good indeed. Let's try to consolidate all our military and hit them. And more of that, we will come to Mexico and we will say enforce military access when war will start it. So in Mexico will be forced to fight with confederates. So I think everything will be work perfect. Supporter of slavery rebellion will issue proclamation to free all slave and rebellion territory. This will first moving up step in total abolition. Well, that sounds very nice. United States of America enables slavery banned. Perfect. This was very fast. Very rid off of slavery very fast. That's what I could say. I'm very happy with this. And over which we wanted to do, if you look at our budget, well, we have some problems, and we have situation where we spend very little money in our investments pools, mostly because only 50% of our construction could be filled with government construction, and that's not a very good situation at all. So what I wanted to do, I want to maybe accept laissez-faire, mostly because it allowed to 75% private construction allocation, and also it's increased capitalist reinvestment and shopkeeper reinvestments. So I believe we could try to pass this law. So war almost started, and enemy has about 15,000 soldiers, and they have 40 battalions. Because mostly of their battalions is mobilized, I think they will not have very a lot, to be honest, military power compared to our professional military. So I'm not scared at all. And I think right now, well, they don't have a lot military. We have 20,000. And as I told you, we could even ask Mexico come at war with us. It will increase liberty desire of Mexico, but well, they will be forced to go at war. Hello Mexican brothers, go to protect America from America itself. And let's see our battles here. Well, this first battle, Confederates and American army. Yeah, we're killing very a lot American army, super a lot. So despite they have 40 battalions, you could see here, they have 40 and we have now only 50. We will kill their people so fast, they will just not have time to recruit more soldiers inside their army. We will killing their armies more fast than they will able to recruit them. That's perfect. Oh my god, that's wonderful. We kill almost 4,000 of them here, and we lost only 1,000 Americans, which is very good statistics, especially if you consider that we're attacking them, we are not defending. Well, that will be very fast, and this is their capital state. And we already started blockade, and let me check. What about blockade? Yeah, I think Confederate market. I don't see if they have world access to world. Oh my god, yes, look at this. World market access 23% for Virginia. So because we started blockade of them, that's worked very perfect. And if you see here, we have North Carolina and South Carolina, which is participating for us in world. In real world, well, it's not vast as this. So for that reason, Confederates has a lot more chance to win against America. So, but right now in this situation, they don't have any ability to win against me because we're blockading their market and they don't have any factories. So the same situation as with Mexico. If you go to their market, you will see that they have deficit. Oh, they have quite a lot of guns, by the way. That's surprisingly, that's very surprisingly. I didn't expect this. But if you look ammunition and artillery, well, they don't have nothing of this. So for that reason, they will lose this war, not because of not sufficient amount of military. They will lose this war simply because they don't have guns to fight against us. And well, we operate one technology, which is pharmaceuticals, which is very, very important. Right now, I'm thinking what I could do more. Of course, we could start to search quinine. That will be not bad, I think, right? Let's do it. And you can decide that I have quite huge deficit of money. I start to credits. Well, this credits, it's not super bad when you have nice percentages, but when you have 7.5 interest rate, this is very bad credits. So one way how I want to deal with this, I want to privatizate my buildings. So we come to our buildings and we select which is located inside America and which is owned by government. And after here, well, it's not very a lot of buildings, I must say. It's not very a lot. Yeah. So I just switch here to privatizate, and I hope this money which I will get from this privatization will be sufficient for fulfill my budget, at least for some time. War going super well with Confederates. Well, they have only 2,000 soldiers right now, but instead they had 10,000. And we already captured Virginia, which is capital of Confederates, and very soon we will completely occupy all territory of them. So that's very good. One moment, I forget something. I cannot create Carnegie Steel Company because we need research open heart process, well, which is not researched. So we need research this open heart process. Where is this? Well, oh my god, that's very far. Alright, so I didn't check this and that was my mistake. So now we need to create overcomp. I come to conclusion that I could create American Metal Work Inc., which will own tool workshops, which will own also armor industry and artillery industry. It will give me 5% offense, which is not very significant, but it will give me prestige goods precision tools, which will boost input plus 20%. So like any building which consume them will be 20% more efficient in production of anything. So that's very good. I mean, like, it's efficiency compared to workforce because you're using the same workforce, but if you have more powerful throughput, you consume more input and you give more output with the same workforce. So in general, it's increased productivity of factory of anything else, especially in late game. This is super important. So let's create this company because we cannot create anything else. And immediately let's check what this company could have. We want to give this company for sure trade rights. So it means company could now construct trading centers, which is super important for us because no matter that this company oriented on metalworks, this company will anyway give throughput bonus to trading centers when this company will own these trade centers or buy or build them. So for that reason, we wanted this for sure. And also we could give additional, we could give monopoly. We don't want to give monopoly. And we could give our industry rights. Well, we could temporarily give steel mills industry rights to this company because we don't have any other company which constructs steel mills. But in the future, if we will create company which will focus it on steel, of course, we will put out investment rights from this company and they will no longer construct steel. But well, at least right now they could do this. So we have already 7.9 thousand profitability. And if we go to global companies rating, our company become not so bad. Like immediately our company is the second company in the world with profits. Well, that's very impressive. It means also that we will be able, because like if you look at precision tools, it's not give only 20% input, it's also give increased advantage for export for this good for 100. So it means everyone in the world want to buy our tools because this is like a luxury tool, like or super efficient, like I don't know how to say, Bosch. In Germany it was probably Bosch, right? Everyone wanted to buy Bosch tools because it was the best tools which you could afford. So this will be with our company right now. I mean, like, that's kind of realistic. And let's see our export, if we exporting right now tools or not. I believe we're not exporting. Oh my god, we're exporting indeed. We're exporting very little, only 5 tools, but we're exporting. So probably we will become a leader of of export of tools in the future, because we could have produced very nice tools. We have some competition with Germans, but probably we will win this competition. Yeah, and I believe I cannot solve problem with my balance, because without such states my balance really go very down. Like our government now has very big problem with money, and I paused all my government constructions. But anyway, I have minus 9,000 in everything, like because I consume a lot more than I produce. Well, we have 19,000 subsidies for what? Oh my god, still minus 9,000. Trade centers, we have subsidies for trade centers. Why no one told me this? This is crazy. Trade centers, cancel subsidies. Trade centers must work and do profits. It's a business right now. I don't need to give subsidy to trade centers. It's nonsense. And about ports, well, maybe we want to subsidize ports. I don't want to subsidize ports. Thank you. Do your own business, guys. You know, if you're profitable, you're profitable. If you're not profitable, you're not profitable. It's not my deal. It's not my problem. I think so. What about steel mills? Where is steel mills? But you know what? No. I think I want to give some subsidy to ports. It's not very a lot. It's only 2,000, but ports give infrastructure as well. So we want to subsidize them, maybe, or not. I don't know. Okay, guys. Okay. Not subsidize ports. Okay. We don't need subsidized ports, because I don't want to we have economy situation where we have very cheap like ships, like trade marine, because we have subsidized ports. So it will means we will have a lot fake trade centers, which is not profitable, but they profitable only because we have government subsidies. So, but we don't want to create such situation. So no. We will cancel subsidy for ports as well. But I had subsidy for steel mills mostly because I wanted to construct one company, but right now because I don't have this company, so anyway I could just put out these subsidies. Well, what are we doing with this steel? We're selling this steel somewhere. Yeah, we're selling this steel, but anyway, I think it's not very smart idea to subsidize steel production. All right, we crushed rebellion, or like we finished civil war. Okay, I need to demobilize my army, because they have planned to go war with Indians here, which is not has sense. Like I want 2 divisions, 2 battalions will solve this problem. Reconstruction of nation. Yes, we must rebuild. Rebuild America. Reconstruction. Reconstruct formerly rebellious states. What I need to do? I don't know. They say reconstruct. I don't know what means reconstruct. Reconstruct what? Integrate. Oh my god. I need to integrate all of these states back. Oh no. Oh no, that will be very expensive. Yeah, in terms of bureaucracy. Well, this problem, because we solved it with slavery, means we could create a very efficient economy without slaves. And if we look at our population right now, we can see that we have now 52% peasants and we don't have slaves, which is very nice. I don't know what's going on. That situation, to be honestly, very strange. We have GDP lower than we had before war, so our GDP did not recover at full, which is quite interesting. I don't know why, but seems this civil war a little destroyed our economy. Like not very a lot, but something, probably something. Maybe it's because of slavery, maybe because we cancelled slavery. Right now we have less economy, like less GDP. Well, maybe, but anyway, this is all temporal. In long term, trust me, rid of slavery is a good idea, even in 19th century. Austria declared rivalry as well, which is very strange. Like we have now Russia and Austria are our rivals, and even Russia has very bad opinion about us. Well, France kind of tolerates us, but I don't know for how long it will happen. Only Britain is our ally, but you know what? I don't feel scary very a lot from, to be honestly, from Russia and Austria, because they don't have very a lot big fleets. So technically, maybe we could defend ourselves against them. At least I think so. Only one bad thing which could happen if they will support independence of Mexico, and Mexico will declare a war for independence, and it means all Russian and Austrian troops will be in our border, and when they will crush us, yeah, for sure. So I hope it will not happen. It's only one worry which I have right now. So also, because war finished, we could right now introduce again consumption taxes, because we no longer need to spend our influence on pro-slavery movement, abolitionist movement, because abolitionist movement and pro-slavery movement now disappear completely, which is very nice. And about supremacy, labor, liberal, well, to be honestly, I don't care a lot about this. So we could spend our authority in consumption taxes, I believe so. Very nice look, service tax, which is only 200 authority and give 5,000 for us. And I believe liquor look very good indeed, and tobacco as well. So that will give us plus 52,000 budget. And what about government construction? Oh my god, yes, we start construction and we continue to have surplus of money. So our budget is solved, and we continue our construction of iron mines. Now we have laissez-faire, which means we will have forced privatization, which means we can't own any building as government right now. All of this building will be privatized, but it gives significant advantage in capitalist reinvestment efficiency, and also decrease our loan interest, which is very nice in case of something happens, some big war. That will be very, very good indeed. And now we have 75 construction allocation. So it means we as government will no longer need to spend 50%. Yeah, look at see, now it's 25, and it means we have a lot more money. And by the way, our capitalist has now also a lot more money. Reinvestments, you could see 58,000, but before was 40,000. That's happened because of contribution efficiency by capitalists. Like laissez-faire is significantly improve investments. So it means we will construct more construction sectors right now for fulfill this situation, because we could spend this 11,000 in investment pool. So let's come here and choose where we want to build. We could build in New York or maybe Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania sound better. So let's build about 3 or even 4 construction sectors. Right now, I'm thinking about creating healthcare system, because we have population growth 1.8%, which is quite nice, but it's not super impressive, to be honest. And if we will able to accept public healthcare, it will significantly improve our situation. But problem that I'm not sure if we will able to do so, because we have quite a lot problems with industrialists, because they against this. So I don't know if we will able to do so. So as you remember it in past, I told you that I don't believe in subventions for trade, because it's literally paying money when someone exports goods from your country or importing goods inside your country, which I think is not efficient and not very nice for creating, free market liberal economy. So I will promise to British Republic that I will not do subvention on coal and opium, and they think it's very important, and because they want to export this or import, I don't know exactly why, but it will force them to give me trade privileges. So it means British Republic will get also trade privileges, and I will get trade privilege inside Britain. So it means I could buy from British market more cheap goods for more cheap prices, and I could export my goods for more expensive prices, because my goods will have priority when selling, and I will have priority when I'm buying anything from Britain. And I want to create 25 years, because if I put 50, they don't wanna. So 25 years. I don't know, Albany Agreement? Oh, that sounds strange. American-British Treaty of Amity in Commerce. Sounds strange, but let's try to do this. So it was our first treaty and first investment agreement, not investment agreement, first trade agreement. And I don't want to right now do any investment agreement, because I don't want to for my companies or my private investors invest money into our countries. Why? Because I have very a lot of peasants, like almost 2 million peasants, because we canceled slavery. So I want to for my private investors invest all their money inside America. And in the same time, I don't want to for our companies from our countries invest money inside America, because why you want to invest money inside America? If you will invest money inside America, it means American capitalists will have less profits, because dividends from owning a factory will go abroad to other countries. For example, if I will create investment agreements with Britain, and some of these companies or some of British capitalists will build something inside America, or more worse, capitalists from other countries could privatize buildings inside your country. So they could not even build nothing, because we have liberal economy and we have forced privatization. It means British capitalists could privatize our building. So they will not build nothing, they will just buy our building, it will give some little money to us, but in end, it will completely suck money from our economy towards British economy. So I don't want to have investment agreement with no one right now. If you see at American market, you will not decide that it's immediately start to work. Our trade privilege give us privilege to sell our tools inside Britain. So you can see main importer of our tools is Britain, and mostly it's because of our trade agreement with them, which is very nice. About construction sector, if you see investment pool right now spend more money than they winning, like minus 12,000 every week, but we are winning 12,000. So in reality, it's some kind of balance, because when investment pool will finish it means private investor no longer can fulfill our construction queue, and we will have more percentage for our government construction. So we will spend this money ourselves. So for that reason, not has a lot of sense to increase right now our construction sector, despite we have 12,000 of balance. But I want to anyway build maybe at least one more construction sector. I believe that our economy is growing. All right, and it's fact. And in future, we'll have more profits. Oh, you see already 15,000 balance. So for that reason, 1 or 2 construction sector more will be fine. That will not cause our bankruptcy or any problem. But I was told you a lot of these things about I don't want to invest money, I don't want to invest money, I don't want to invest money inside Britain. But in the same time, if I go here and I check, for example, investment rights, I could right now do investment rights with Britain because I have opportunity bonus from pro-British lobbies. Like, because I have pro-British lobby which support this a lot now, I could do this. But in the same time, let's think clearly, right? Why I need to invest money inside British market? For what? Inside India for opium? What sense? I could invest all of this money inside America. I don't want to invest money inside Britain, clearly. Our relationship with Britain right now in a very good stage, like maximum. I cannot improve anything else. We could improve our relationship with other European countries. I think next will be France. I scare of France the most because France has a lot more military and naval power than anyone else. In the future, usually in games like France has a lot naval power as well as Britain, so we want to improve relationship with them. After when we'll have more ability, maybe we'll try to improve relationship with Prussia. Oh, but Prussia consider us rival also. Well, yeah, that's kind of problematic. We have rivalry with Russia, Austria, and Prussia. Well, so okay, I will try to improve relationship with China. What I could do. And as you could decide, investment pool start decreasing very significantly here, and we already have situation where private construction are no longer constructing, right? And you could see that we are now going to minus. And you might think, oh, we are going to minus, that's sad, but if you see it's minus 26,000, while we are generating 22,000 additional in investment pool. So it means this money, 22,000, will go to our money into our balance in the future. In reality, no, because all of our building will be privatized. Private investor will buy our government buildings anyway. So this money of 22,000 will go towards our government. It means in reality, we have only deficit of 8,000 or like 7,000 with something, which is quite fine. It's not a big deficit for America. Wonderful. We accepted public health care, which significantly will improve standard of living and decrease mortality. And even with first level, you can see that it's increased our population growth with several percentages. Like before was 1.8 and right now is 2%, which with 0.2% increase in birth rates, which is very nice, especially in long term if you think about this. But more of that, we could go to institutions and we could increase our healthcare to maximum. For maximize our standards of living from healthcare and increase our birth rates even more. So right now with construction sector is just micromanagement. When you see like, okay, I have 28,000 here, or like, oh, I have 8,000 here, I have plus 3,000 of my balance. Okay, that means I could build more construction sector. And that's not very interesting, maybe gameplay, like it's some kind of mini game. So I will build just more construction sectors in advance. Mostly because my government construction sector right now is literally just iron mines, as you could see here. Our construction sector will grow even more because right now price on iron is super expensive. To be honest, if we check like a plus 73% price of normal, this is super expensive price. Once we finish to construct all our mines, price will decrease. So it means iron become more cheap, and iron is the most important construction material. For that reason, in next several months, I will construct even more. I will be able to construct even more construction sectors because price on iron will be less. All right. And very interesting situation right now in Prussia will happen revolution. 141 battalions against 62. But everyone is supporting Prussia. Russia, Austria, and a lot of other puppets of Russia supporting Prussia. So yeah, that will be a very bloody war, but of course revolutionaries will win, or will lost, I mean. We'll get joint stock unlocked and let's give one additional companies to us. Well, that's very interesting. Let's see what we could do. So despite I want to create company which will probably have some coal or sulfur for they just give me a bonus throughput. More important in last update is, as you could see, is prestige goods, because it gives very huge trade advancement for exports. If we want to create export-oriented economy, which is very important for any industrial economy, be export-oriented, we want to spend our company, we want to create companies which will have prestige goods. And in our case, it's combined American textile syndicate. We spend money and we create this company. Forget second prestige good, like designer cloth. And this means we have created third company. It's very, very impressive. Very, very impressive indeed. For the moment, I created third company. Where is my third company? I don't see my third company. I see only one company in second. Ah, God, I have only two companies. We discovered quinine, which is very crucial for colonization of Africa, but we don't have colonies in Africa right now. But what is the problem with our laws? That we have, how to call this, a frontier colonization. So we limit it to colonization only, well, let's read this. Colonization is limited to law connected to capital state land or over limited sea path. Well, so we can't use quinine, so we need to create colonial exploitation law at least for start able to colonize Africa. Well, what did you expect? You want to have a cheap raw resources inside Africa, especially rubber in the future, in late game. So we need to do colonization, right? But anyway, quinine indirectly benefit us because we could increase our colonial growth by 10% to 0.10, which it will increase by 50% our growth. So anyway, it was useful to study this technology. Reason why I spend so a lot of efforts on study technology in social area, because I want to get steel frame building as fast as possible, well mutual investment funds, which will increase significantly profits for our capitalists, and steel frame will allow us to build a lot more buildings. So let's continue rushing inside social area and let's see what we could do here. One is the problem that we don't have sufficient amount of innovations, like we have only 56 innovations while we could maintain 124. We need to just build universities for this, right? That's so simple. But universities is quite expensive in paper. I didn't do this before, but let's do this now. We need to select place where we wanna construct it, whether it will be the most profitable to construct. I believe Massachusetts sound very nice indeed, but maybe they're quite limited in population. Maybe New York will be better, so let's do New York. So we need about 50 universities, because right now one university will give us one innovation. Let's construct inside New York at least 40 universities, maybe. Yeah, 40 universities sound fine. 40 universities will consume about maybe 16,000 in money, because we will need to spend money on paper and also for salary for workforce. So it will be 16,000 additional spendings for government. Well, I think we will afford this. And the reason why I built all my universities only in one state, because universities, as any other building, have throughput bonus. So as more big university you have, more big throughput bonus you have. For that reason, if you want to just get very lot of innovations, it's more has sense to build one university inside one state than build a lot of universities around USA. It's a little mistake, because it's a scholastic education, but philosophy department give 1.5. So 40 universities will generate for us 60 innovations. So that's nice. Maybe it's even too much, you know, maybe it's even too much. We could decrease some amount, for example, 35 universities, maybe. I think that will be, because I believe we will accept colonial exploitation law very soon. When we start to capture some African states for more easy colonization, for example, Gaza, right, which is inside Africa, not inside Middle East, guys. It's different thing. It's different thing. We'll capture this state, and I think, yeah, no one will support them, which is super nice, and it will give only 11 infamy to us. So let's do it. Eventually we accepted law even before that we had any colonies. Right now we need just plan a naval invasion inside this Gaza, especially this Gaza, not over Gaza, okay? They have think quite a lot military. If you look at this, 24 military, but their military power projected is only 50. Well, that's very bad. Yeah, I mean this. Their defense is only 10, which is super low, because literally they are fighting with irregular military. And that's literally impossible to do anything against us, because irregular infantry is super inefficient compared to modern skirmishes. So once we conquered this place, Gaza, we could incorporate this state if we wanna. Why not? And also what we could do, we could start the colonization. We will build one colony here. In Southern Africa, no, we will not build, because this has severe malaria. We want to build in Zambia because it has only normal malaria. So let's do it here. And also I see here some possibility to build something, right? Senegal. What is this? Colonize Mauritania. All right, I want to colonize Mauritania. Oh my God, this is here. All right. So this is a very lot possibility to colonization. So let's do it here. Ivory Coast, yeah, we want to construct, yes, we wanna. Vindrao Coast, we want to construct, yes. So every time when I click to colonize any of this land, we construct a port, which is very good. Colonize, yep. I know as well that exists some land to colonize here, because this has only normal malaria, not severe malaria, and because we have quinine, we could colonize this land, but we need to capture at least this territory for do so. So let's try to capture this. Could we capture? Oh no, we cannot capture because we don't have a declared interest, so we need declared interest. And after, because we started colonization of African lands, our overall level of literacy could fall. So it's good idea to improve our education for not have falling of our literacy level as country. All right, a couple more interests, and we could build even inside Congo one colony. Wonderful. We could build even inside Niger. and Togo. And you may think, oh, that sounds strange that you do so lot colonies as any European power, but to be honest, I'm not doing this for purpose of exploitation or others. I just want to have a lot land and a lot population, alright? So we are doing this because we want to give education and money to African people. But in worst case scenario, every of this small colony could be considered important from artificial intellect perspective, because they think like, oh, this American Gambia, they sound very prestige. Do you want to capture American Gambia? So when we will have some wars, sometimes we could give some of these territories to British or others, or Portugal or France, and they will participate in a war and supporting us because of we will give them these colonies. So despite it costs very little for us, it could give a lot benefits in the future. So for that reason, we are doing these colonies. Alright, and I come to conclusion that my ports are not working here. Like, we have problem with ports, mostly because of, yeah, we don't have enough population here. So we need subsidized ports. Well, not all ports, but at least ports which we have in Africa we need subsidized for sure. Let's come here and subsidize ports inside Africa. Subsidize, like all ports which are located inside Africa I will subsidize, because I need this for growth of my colonies. New problem, because we start to construct very lot of universities, price on paper increased very significantly. So we spent 46,000 on a paper, because paper costs 75+%. So instead of building universities, maybe we can't build solo universities right now. What we should do, we should decrease amount of universities, maybe like at least like this or even more. Yeah, unfortunately. I like education also, but we cannot afford this right now. And what we could do instead, we could build in construction queue couple more paper mills for decreased price on paper inside our market. All right, I think I don't need to explain this, right? Everyone understands that if you build paper mills and they produce paper will become more cheap, and we as government will pay more cheap price for paper, so we will save money. We will build a lot of paper mills because I want to have very cheap price on paper. But first we need not forget to build one port inside Africa. That we don't have any colonization of these northern states for almost whole game for these 10 years, because we don't have interest. We need to have interest, and it's very ridiculous. This interest seems disappeared during civil war, and I did not decide this before, so that's kind of sad, but alright. At least I know decide this now, so I declared already interest, and soon these colonies will start to grow. We finished to develop our health system to university level number 4, and if you not decide, you could see that we have 2.4% growth per year, which is almost 500,000 new Americans appearing in America, right? That's very efficient. I mean, like, that's very a lot. We are doing very nice. For that reason, I say that we need to accept public health care, because this increase our birth rate very significant. Start our colonization of Africa, and it will took almost 1 year for capture a little province here. So we need also capture some provinces here. To be honestly, we have very slow growth, but I cannot do nothing. Let's conquer this state. It will spoil a relationship with a couple countries, but Britain will not participate in this war, and France as well. So that's nice, that's fine, not exist any problem with this. Because I wanna, oh, that's very interesting technology, hydraulic chronos discovered, because it gives us bulk trading, which plus 50 trade quantity, which is very good. So let me see this. Yes, change metal production to bulk trading. It means we could deliver, import and export more goods with the same amount of expenses, with the same amount of ships, which is very nice. So let's try to capture this land in Oman, or have ability to colonization of this region, which has only malaria, which not has severe malaria. For that reason, we want to start colonization here, because we don't have any negative penalties from malaria, because we discovered quinine already. What I will not decide that we're exporting 360 American tools, which is majority of our export in quantity, but in money, I think it's also for sure majority of our money comes from. We are already second world producer. So I think who is responsible for this is our American company, maybe. Let me check. I believe so, that it has some connection with them. They have 13, yeah, let me check. Yeah, they have 13 tooling workshops, and probably they export a lot of this because of this. That's nice, but they don't have anyway prestige goods still, because they don't have enough prosperity, and they have quite low already profits, so it has potential to grow. I hope it will grow more. And we conquered Zanzibar. So right now we need as well start colonization of this land. Let's establish colonies here. Yeah, that's quite a lot of colonies. And well, we have one rift journey. All right, it's here. And we need to check that we have ports. Oh, we don't want to incorporate this. That will be very expensive. So let's check about ports. Where is ports? Yeah, we have one port and it's subsidized. So our colonies will grow like 177 days. That sounds nice. This is a little more worse, like 350, but at least we're trying to do our best. Well, British also get Hunin, so you could see that they don't have any penalties. So they will start very fast colonization of these lands. Well, which is quite sad. But what I could do? I'm very new to steel frame construction. Only free technology need more for America to start steel construction. Let's try to, I don't know, just click randomly all of these technologies, because seems we are now the most developed country in social area because no one studied this more, and try to focus on steel frames after, probably, yeah. Our situation with money a little become better, especially after we produced very a lot of paper. So yeah, you could see that it's from 49 fall to 44. Well, it's a lot better. And I believe we could construct maybe 6 universities more, especially because we want to get scale bonus up to 20. So it will generate to us significantly more innovation if we will give 6 additional for all of them universities. We discovered nitroglycerin, which is very nice for boost our iron production. I mean, like, it's literally boost any mines with explosives. Let's try to do this. Yeah, as you can see, it will increase with like more than 10% productivity of our iron mines, and we will produce a lot more everything. Probably right now we'll have crisis. Yeah, we'll have shortage of explosives, but I hope my capitalists will soon to do so. Like, soon will satisfy this demand, or I will build even myself here domestic, and I will choose to build some explosive factories, because I'm not sure that other countries in the world are producing enough of this. Let me just check how much I produce. I produce 82. Yeah, I only produce 55 and I'm second world producer, so if I cannot even import this, I need to just manufacture this in my country myself. So it's good that I put these factories here to build right now immediately. Also, I come with the idea that my combined American textile syndicate could construct also cotton plantation in South America, or they could just privatize them, right? So I think that's quite a good idea. I didn't think about this, but well, I hope it will increase profitability. Congratulations, guys! Already in 1847, like for 11 years of playing as America, we're already world leader in technology. Because we producing more explosives than majority countries like Belgium, Prussia, British Empire, British Republic in our case, but anyway. So it means our economy is very technological advanced, because we produce quite technological advanced products, because explosive in 19th century was a quite advanced thing. Well, I now decide that we could use public trams, which will generate transportation. So let's switch to this production method and let's see how it will affect our prices on engines. Yeah, that does affect prices very a lot. Right now we have consumption about 39, but we produce only 10. But don't worry, because we have quite a lot capacity for labor. So once this building will start employing more workers, well, we could help. At least subsidized. They will produce enough engines for supply all our market. Well, that's happened in a very strange situation, like some civil war inside Brazil and a British Empire supporting Brazil. Well, that's quite funny. They could do as they wish. Africa will have competition with British people for colonization of this land. So if we will be able to cut British people here, they will be not able to continue colonization here. I don't know if we will able to do so or not, but at least we're trying. You could write in the comment what do you think, because they are colonizing quite fast, but they will not maybe go in this direction. So for that reason, maybe we'll have chance. We have availability of 1 mandate, and to be honestly, the most strong mandate inside game is advanced research number 3, which will give very a lot max innovation investment +5, also will give +5 technological and -5 ahead of time penalty. So I believe we wanna for sure go with this direction. Now it will give +5% technological spread, but it gives 5% for each education level. So right now we will give 15, and you could see here, oh, we gain 57 or 111 technological spread, which is very big. thanks to our mandate. Interesting thing, I cannot become designer cloth producer because I need to be in top 3 cloth producer for a very long time. That means maybe we will not be able to produce our prestige cloth right now, but in the future I hope so. Seems we will naturally become a world producer of cloth number 3 when we will have bigger market and bigger population. So, but our population growing very stable and our economy growing super stable. We're already 6th economy in the world and we come almost close to economy of France and Russia. So I think it's question of time when we become world leader cloth producer. So I think this is question of time when we will become leader of cloth production. Well, our economic growth gives significantly profits to our investment pool and to our economy, like to our government. So we have, as you see right now, approximately additional 50,000 which we could spend on construction sectors. And I already planned to build H in Pennsylvania, and I think we need to build in New York approximately 5 construction sectors, something like this. Thanks to our diplomatic efforts, right now France will have amicable relationships. Well, despite attitude of France is continue worry, we established a very good relationship right now in Britain and with France, and we have ability to sign a treaty with France. We will get trade privilege inside their country and we will give them also trade privilege inside our country, which is both nice for us. Of course, they don't want to agree on this so easily, so I promise to not do subvention on luxury cloth and furniture, but because I don't have plan to do subventions anyway, almost never follow my idea how I want to build economy. That's really not a problem for me, and exists 82% chance that they will be agree. So let's try to do this and let's see if it works. Oh no, that's declined. Well, that sucks. Sometimes it's as this. So now we need to think what we could offer them. Trade privilege. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I believe right now they don't wanna be agree because we need give at least plus 25% more than was before. So that will be very expensive. So yeah, we have nice relationship with France, but sorry, we will decline this situation for now. And because we have rivalry, oh, that's very good indeed. Prussia finished rivalry with us, so we could try to improve relationship with Prussia, I believe so. But we don't have interest there, so we need to declare interest. Declare interest here and see how it goes. Or, to be honest, we also want to maybe improve relationship with China. What's going on? China, yeah, something strange. They have civil war inside China. That's sad. Alright, I get proposal to trade states. They wanna become owner of South Cameroon. I mean, like, they want for I become owner of British South Cameroon, which is here. And it means if I become owner of this, they will not able to colonize this land. And they say, oh, please give American Gambia to us. American Gambia is here. So this is like, I cannot colonize this land anyway. And well, that sounds as a very good proposal. Like, let's see what they're doing here. Does they continue colonization? Yeah, they continue colonization. So we click accept and no progress. They cannot colonize this land more. Why? Why are they doing this? I don't know. But that's nice for me. Less colonizers inside Africa is better for us for sure. And also if you look at our import, we importing coal and wood, which is not super bad. This is raw materials and that's fine if we import. But problem that we have very a lot peasants. How much many? 57% of our population is peasants, which means percentage of peasants even increased in our population compared to previous years. So we don't wanna for sure import wood because we have very a lot of people which are work and we could give this work to them. So let's come to construction of logging camps, click expand, and again the same as we did with iron mines, we need just build at least one logging camp in each state of America. Well, that could take a lot of time, but we need to do so. Alright, and once we click to build in each state of America at least one logging camp, we could click auto expansion. So it will be automatically construct as well logging camps as is construct right now for us iron mines. Okay, I wait a little time more and right now time passed and I could again offer France trade agreement with me. And this trade agreement will be absolutely the same, but right now they just have, because I have less infamy, I believe, they treat me a lot of times better and they will be agreed to such agreement. So we do 25 years, Convention of Washington, sent to France, and yep, they signed this. So already we will have huge advantage for our goods inside France and opposite. Well, that's nice. I believe we almost achieved precision tools. Yeah, 100%, maintain 36 months. So I believe we finished this. Yeah, precision tools completed. Wonderful. Our American metalwork INC started to produce prestige goods. Well, that's very good. Very nice. Finally. Let's immediately increase profits for this company. Yeah, now they produce precision tools, which give 20% throughput bonus if they use it as input. Well, that's very good because it's literally all our economy will be now boosted because of this. And more of that, they could export this. Huh, wonderful. We are now world leader producer of prestige tools. Very good. With designer cloth, we have problems because we are unfortunately not very big producer of cloth. Yeah, we continue only 6th producer in the world of cloth, so we need improve our cloth production significantly before we will be able to produce prestige cloth. That's kind of strange because in reality in world the most luxury and prestige cloth was produced not by quantity but because of quality. Always cloth from Italy was significantly like valuable than cloth from England, no matter how much scale of production of England was very big. Even small scale of production inside Italy was valued a lot more than British cloth. Well, so it's not very realistic, to be honest, aspect of the game, but that's what we have at least. Okay, we have 0 infamy, so I found a new target for conquest. This is Madagascar. Mainly why I want to conquer this because it's very good population, but more importantly that in late game it will have probably rubber, because you know, everyone knows that will be rubber there in the future. So I wanna maybe capture this lands for me, but I don't know, I'm not sure if I wanna capture full or I just wanna make product trade. Probably I just wanna make product trade, because for extraction rubber you don't need to have very educated population, so I believe that's no big deal. And I think no one will support them, right? As I see France, Portugal, no one will support of European powers, so that's perfect. The nation reconstructed. We stand united once more. Wonderful, now all Dixie population will become primary culture of United States of America. I mean, like technically they disappear, so we now have only Yankee population. And all of Dixie population right now is anyway Yankee. I think. No. Hey, what's going on? You must be Yankee. Why you call yourself Dixie? It's a very strange situation. Acceptance plus 70%. Ah, okay, maybe it's okay, I understand. I think it will be slowly integrated inside our Yankee population, so all Dixie population will be slowly integrated inside Yankee population. All right, now I understand. Yeah, all right. Maria Kingdoms backdown. Well, that's very good. They're our product trade even without a war with us. That's very impressive, I must say. So we have 10 infamy, but it's anyway, to be honest, it's very little. So I thinking what I could subjugate more, alright? And that's very interesting because public health care and also because we start, I think, construct very a lot of low incomes, increase our standards of living very significantly. We have 7 standards of living in the world. Oh my god, that's very impressive. Average standard of living in USA is 12.1, while in Britain it's 11.8. Well, that's very impressive, I must say. Especially because our more than half population is peasants. Well, we overpassed economy of Russia and the fourth economy in the world with 59.2 millions. Well, our relationship with China improved very significantly and I have ability to create a new treaty with China. And I will just offer embassy to them, which is technically not help them at all because it will progress only 20 to journal bar of get recognition, but in reality because they have low literacy and low quality of life and low GDP per capita, their progress will fall anyway. So technically I just give them embassy while it will not help them at all, but they very wanted this, like plus 50 wishing to do so. For that reason I just say, oh wait a moment, I don't need to even do subventions, right? So I could just say offer embassy and they will hosting my power block embassy, instead I will send them embassy. So and also they will give me trade privilege, which means my products will have privilege to trade inside China. So when China will be importing goods, they will do priority towards my goods. And when China will be export something, I will be first country which get the most cheap price of their export. For that reason, trade privileges is super nice. So let's do it. Convention of Philadelphia, yes. Wonderful. Of course, I could ask everyone investment rights inside China, but again, I don't want to invest any money inside China right now, at least. And next country which I want to subjugate, I think it will be New Granada, because I see that no one will support them. So if I will do make product trade, it will give me 18 infamy, which is quite a lot, but I see only Belgium will exist some chance that they will support this. But I believe they will not support, so let's try to do this and see what is going on. Oh, more of that, I see that I could invite Mexico to help me, so I will just sway with war goals and humiliation of New Granada. I don't know why Mexico wanna humiliate New Granada, but well, that's nice for me. And finally, we discovered steel frame building construction, which is a lot more cheap to construct any building, and this means we will have very significantly growth of our economy with this technology. So, but you will not decide that I saved quite a lot of money, and mostly because of this, because I know that with steel construction I will spend a lot of money. So now we slowly start introducing steel construction technology inside our country. We're doing this slowly because steel construction requires a lot glass and a lot steel, and we don't have sufficient of this on our market. So we will slowly, gradually switching construction methods to steel in all our country for not to have crisis of steel. And I see here situation that as well Ecuador and Venezuela enter to support New Granada. Yeah, that's become quite complicated thing. And here I see only Netherlands which could technically enter inside this war, but I hope they will not do. So I will add war goal, liberate country, liberate Amazonia, and liberate Panama. Why I'm doing this? Because for convince New Granada to capitulate, because if they will capitulate, they will not lose Amazonia and not lose Panama. So I hope I will convince them to back down without start a war. For our steel construction, I could see that we already produce quite a lot steel, because we have a lot steel factories, steel mills, but we don't have sufficient of glass. So I need construct a lot glass before I could switch all my construction sector production towards steel frame construction. So let's see. Maybe, you know what, maybe I could do even auto expansion here. I'm not sure if I want to do this, but technically I can. Yeah, just switch auto expansion for the expand automatic. Alright, my diplomacy was unsuccessful and they did not back down. So right now I need to start a war with them. But to be honestly, I'm very happy that Ecuador entered inside war or Venezuela, because they're very close towards Granada. But if I will invade inside their territory, I don't need have fight with New Granada army. I need just fight with army of Venezuela. So it means my invasion will be a lot more easy, because military of Venezuela is smaller. That's not very realistic, but that's how artificial intellect work in the game, and they do not support ally when they have invasion. So for that reason, it's very easy invade inside such situations. Or for example, when you play for China, it's very easy to invade inside Korea, because Korea has a lot smaller military than China. So if you have a problem to invade inside China, you always could invade inside Korea, and that's it, because China never protect Korea. So, oh my god, they updated game. That's not was before, I swear. Look at this. Now they send their military, like you can see here, 3 armies, like Venezuelan army, but also army of Ecuador and New Granada. Oh my god, now they are protecting their territories. Well, this war will probably become a lot more complicated than I was told, because in past artificial intellect never protected this, so probably in last patch they updated game and it's worked now this way. Well, that's interesting. The most strange situation is I don't understand how even Mexico could send their military, because Mexico don't have fleet, but Mexican army is here, because we see 40, we have 86, so clearly it says Mexican army. I don't know how it's possible. That's look very strange. So clearly Mexican army are, no, I don't know, I'm losing myself alone here. I don't know what's going on. This very this war. So let's back to USA and see what we have here. We discovered water tube boilers, and that's very nice. I'll have congratulations. People congratulate. I don't know what you congratulate, but I'm very happy for you guys. We discovered thing which will boost very significantly production of everything. For example, let's see here. We use 10 instruments for produce 40 coal, and right now we'll use 15 instruments to produce 60 coal. So we very significantly will improve our raw resources base, and our factories will become ever more profitable from this technology. Wonderful. Very interesting situation, very similar as war with Mexico and other countries which we had before. My fleet right now blockading these countries like Venezuela and Ecuador, so they have only 25% access to world market, and this also 24% only. And well, Venezuela has, oh, it's not Venezuela, it's Ecuador. Ecuador has 100 access to world market, but these two countries will suffer very significantly from lack of resources, right? Let's see what they have, what situation they have. Yeah, they have very expensive arms. And what about New Granada situation? New Granada has very expensive guns and artillery, so maybe it will help me to win this war. What I found really funny, that my army here, for example, are losing battle. But eventually they started winning battle, and that's very strange. I didn't expected this. Yeah, American soldiers will stand in this land, guys. It will happen very soon. Next battles, I see that we are winning even more significantly. Like we killed half 1,000 Granada and we less than 300 people dead. So we are winning these battles very nice. And if you see, we have land progress 25%, and I think it will progress very soon, and we will capture this territory. I was worried because, to be honest, when I see that they have solid military, I like, oh, maybe we will need build more troops. But no, we don't need build nothing. I think mostly is the same situation as was with Mexico, because they don't have skirmish units, they have line infantry, and line infantry is significantly less efficient in the battles against our skirmishes. For that reason, I think we're winning. Yeah, third battle, yeah, and we're again winning. Yeah, we're losing more people, but we're winning. That's the most important. Yeah. Oh my god, just look at our situation with tools. We literally was significantly below Britain, and right now we are a world leader of production of tools. And mostly I think it's because our precision tools, because once we get this prestige good, our goods start to be imported from other countries as crazy. Like you could check here that it's a lot of countries, like all of them, Russia, Austria, I mean British, well, everyone import our tools because everyone like our tools. Our tools super good. They are of very good quality, you know, everyone want to have good quality tools, and this is boosting our tool production as crazy. We are now world leader of production of tools. And if you look at our, for example, exports, right, look at this, more than 75% of all our export is now tools. Like we literally exporting only tools. That's crazy. And look at this, our economy, American Metalwork Inc., which produce these tools, they have 41,000 of profits. So a little more, and we officially will become the most profitable company in the world. I mean, like, not we, but our company, American company, will become the most profitable company in the world. And this is very awesome because our American company work only inside America, but exporting our goods outside America. So it's the best economical strategy which you could implement. And if you see a structure of world market, you could see that the most big exporter of goods is British Empire, which is 4.6 thousand, right? And American market is 1.8 export. So we second the most exported country in the world, second the most exported market in the world after British. And that's very impressive, right? We're bigger than any European country right now, and we're exporting very a lot. And more importantly, all of our export is tools mostly, right? So it's very profitable export. And I hope our economy will continue to develop in this direction. Well, in this time, we already landed inside Venezuela, and we have 54,000 against 15,000. Oh, that's very little military, right? So yeah, no way that they will survive this. Our army is just advancing here, and we will capture all of this South America very fast. And more importantly, that we will get protectorate of New Granada. But the most important, we need to click New Granada protectorate before, because if we will liberate Amazonia and Panama, that will be very bad. I don't want to liberate them because they will be free countries, right? I want to be protectorate of full Granada than protectorate of small Granada, obviously. No. Okay, absurd of situation. Venezuela capitulated, and because Venezuela capitulated, it's no longer occupied by our troops. What? It's occupied. And why my troops go away? What is going on? Alright, here should be front line, but front lines for somehow disappear. Okay, so now we see that our military not inside house, exiled army, so they should now come back to America, and after from America we need to invade inside New Granada again. Well, we could do. That's strange, but we could do if they want. Meanwhile, we have very good situation right now with glass, so I could switch to steel frame construction, and let's see how it's going on. Yeah, prices go very significantly, like for example, you could see American market plus 31%, American market plus 72%, what about our explosive plus 56%? So we need now construct all of this. Probably steel we don't need, but explosive and glass we need construct because we don't have sufficient of factories for this. So let's come here. We construct I think 5, 6, oh okay, we construct H explosive factories. As well, we need to construct more glass factories. I just choose which has the most potential earnings, and I usually construct as this. Well, It's not the most efficient way, but I think for America it's worked quite well, because we anyway will have a lot of immigrants which will arrive to USA in the future, so no problem if there is not sufficient workforce, because in the future will come anyway a lot of people more. And I think about steel factories, we have quite a lot of steel factories, so all fine. But we could construct a little more, just for be sure that everything will be fine. Plus 7,000, that's very a lot of money from one steel mill. So yeah, let's do it. Something like this. Yeah, I hope it will work well. I was wondering what will going on here, if British will win or lose. Yeah, they win. They won. So now they colonized this land, and they will continue colonizing here, because this is very sweet lands where is no exists severe malaria. This is only normal malaria, and they will capture all of these states. And yeah, that's sad, because here living very a lot of population, like probably 1 million in total. But more importantly, it has very a lot of raw resources, plantations. Yeah, British stole this from me. Well, at least I stole this land from them, so they can't colonize here. At least something. You know, the side that Mexico, which we subjected, it's a very big country. It's 13 economy in the world. It's 16 economy population, and this is very, very big country. But somehow their liberty desire very low. And you may ask, oh, why it's happened? And you could not decide here. Minus 22 economical dependence over our Lord. Why? You will come here and you see 21.5% of all economy of Mexico owned by United States of America. So my private investors, my companies are constructing buildings inside Mexico, and because of this, they own this, liberty desire falling very significant. So if you economically dominating and you investing inside this country, you will decrease liberty desire of any country very fast. Right now we have ability to decrease autonomy of Mexico to puppet. Wonderful. And now they will even pay us money, and I think they will pay a lot. Yeah, 18,000 they will pay every week towards us. That's very a lot of money, very a lot. We spend less money on military. All our military consume, like, okay, maybe if we calculate goods for military building and wages, okay, maybe it's about 20,000, and we're getting 18,000 from Mexico. So literally Mexico now maintaining all American military, which is quite funny, to be honest. Finally, after a lot of time, we captured capital of New Granada, and we could make New Granada our protectorate. I don't want to humiliate New Granada as Mexico. That's not, I don't need this, so we will not humiliate them, right? Yep, wonderful. And I will need to improve relationship with them, and hope liberty desire will go down as more economical investments they will have from us. Because right now our capitalists could invest here because they are our protectorate, yeah. We could build everything, and our capitalists as well. I get new mandate, but I don't want to use this for advanced research, at least for now, for one very simple reason, because our weekly innovation 91, while our cap 153. So we have very a lot innovation cap, which we not achieved yet, because we don't have enough money for all our universities, right? So I don't have sense right now to develop this mandate, but I see a lot potential if we will develop food standardization, because food standardization in end will give +1 standard of living to everyone, minus 10% mortality, and +10 agricultural throughput. And that's, I think, very, very a lot, especially decreasing mortality and standard of living, because it will increase speed with which our population is growing. So right now we'll put 10 + 10 agricultural output, and let's see our GDP 47.7 and 47.4. Well, that's literally fall. That's not work as I expected. That must increase my GDP, but it's not increasing immediately. Well, I don't know. I hope it will help. Well, anyway. And here we have one problem. We have Brazil, right? Brazil has military of almost 2,000, while we have military of only 1,000, right? That's very small, to be honest. And Brazil is some kind of problem for us, because we cannot maybe subjugate over Latin American countries, because Brazil don't want to let us do so. So maybe it has sense to increase our military for start war with Brazil, liberate some territory from Brazil, and for Brazil become weak and they can't stop our subjugation of South America. That could be one option. We unlocked mutual funds, which increase mining loan percentage rate decreasing, but that's not very important. Important is public trade for financial districts. And I think a lot of you guys know this, because I literally say this in every of my video. So it will significantly improve profits. Let's check this. Okay, we have reinvestment of 1,000 each. We switch to public traded, and immediately we are getting 112. And in long term, it will be even more profits in reality, if you think so. So they will be more efficient. But also very important because it gives us ability to create commercialized agriculture. Well, we have very a lot of people which are against this, but we could try to do best what we can for achieve it. Let's see if we have, we have industrialists and we cannot do anything better than this. So yeah, let's hope we will just pass this law. I don't know how, but let's try. And inside technology, which I want to discover right now, it will be civilization mission, which will allow us to increase our colonization institution even more. And here, I believe we could create one company more, right? We will discover also company. And after maybe we'll finally go to production. Because we have very undeveloped situation with production technologies. We're super developed in society, but we are absolutely undeveloped in production. What is going on here? But France offered me very good exchange. They asked my American Senegal, which I don't need at all because I cannot expand here anyway. But they promised to give me back every cost, if you see here. And here will happen similar situation as with other countries, because if I will become owner of this, France cannot colonize further this land, which is quite strange that they do this, but well, no progress. Well, they cannot colonize more. So I could even capture maybe this land, yeah, and after I could continue colonization somewhere here. Let's try to do this. If I do, for example, a next country, much 17, well, that's not very big deal, I think. Yeah, I see here like Netherlands, France, no one will support them. Well, only Liberia want to support them. I don't know what's going on, but well, I don't care about Liberia because it's my puppet. I immediately just did them puppet, so I don't care what they think. The same thing as we was doing with other things, I want to do right now with coal. Like, I want to build at least one coal mine in each state in America, and even outside America seems, in Africa, well, why not? And after I will just click auto expansion, and this means all coal mines will be auto expanded. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because we are importing quite a lot also as well now coal, so I want to import coal, right? And the same about lead. I know that in America we could have our own lead in very huge quantities. Let's as well do auto expansion of lead mines. And our war in Africa started. They don't have chance, so we will win this quite quickly, I guess. This colony will be very important because it will allow us to expand our colony inside North Africa and as well in, I don't know what type of region is this. Where is this? It's East Africa or West Africa? What is this? It's Senegal. They call this just Senegal. All right, we'll need as well expand here. And I think French colony is growing very fast, so probably we will not capture a lot land, but we could try to capture something, right? At least try. As well, you can see with our steel frame construction, we'll achieve almost 400 construction sector, and we have very a lot of money inside investment pool, like 50,000 inside investment pool and 29,000 here. So approximately we're talking about 100,000 which we could spend somewhere, and 100,000, that sounds very a lot. That means we need to construct approximately minimum about 20 construction sector to spend all of this money. Well, let's build 13 here and 5 in Pennsylvania, right? I think that will be. We successfully passed commercial agriculture, and that's very good. That means right now we no longer have obligation to hold at least 50% of agricultural buildings to farmers, right? So right now our investors could buy all of these lands, all of these farms, and will reinvest this money inside our economy. So in overall, this is a very useful thing in long term for sure. Well, I want to continue reform my country. So right now I come with idea that I need at least trade unions or peasants, like Republican Party, and I could include all of them inside my country. So only who is not included is only church, salt planters, and armored forces. But they're marginalized, so now all of them is included, which is very strange situation, but well, that's how we live. So what I wanted to do, I want to do universal suffrage. I hope it will increase significantly. I mean, like, it's not, I know that it will increase significantly trade unions, because a lot of poor people will be able to vote for them, because right now they're poor and they cannot vote. So we want to trade unions already in power, literally, well, at least for proportional taxation, because if you could see here per capita taxation and proportional taxation, you could not decide that we will get more incomes, more taxes from proportional taxation already. It means because we already have quite a lot of capitalists inside our country, and we wanted trade unions for start taxing capitalists. Yeah, they build beautiful cities. All of this is a result of capitalist investments, but we wanna money from capitalists because we are workers, because we defend rights of workers. I don't know what I'm talking about. And our economy is doing incredibly good. We're already a second economy in the world, bigger than British economy or economy of India, and only Chinese economy with 95 million is bigger than our. Well, that's very a lot, but I think we will overpass them. It's just question of rapid or like speed of industrialization or whatever you call it. One thing which I forget is institutions, because we discovered a civilizing mission, we could increase our colonial institution, but we don't have sufficient amount of, how you call it, bureaucracy. So we need to increase our bureaucracy. Let's start to construct our administrations. I want to use the same situation with anything else inside the game. First of all, I want to construct at least one administration in every state in America. Right? Yeah, that may be not the best thing because some states has very little population, but I just like to do so, you know, but I like to see that I have in all states at least one administration. Yeah, wonderful. And after we need just click auto expansion and that will be enough. But right now we will build 55 administrations and it will be very sufficient for our bureaucracy. So we don't need to do auto expansion right now, but in the future we just need to click one button and we will have enough administrations, as many as we need. Because they construct administration based on the bureaucracy, but also they construct administration based on our taxation. So if state in which this administration not have sufficient taxation capacity, they will construct automatically their one administration if you have automatic expansion turns on. I was able to discover one mandate more, and I discovered that I have one country which I could invite inside my power block, and this is Costa Rica. And this is very strange because I never did nothing with Costa Rica. We don't have any treaty or agreement. They just started to love me for somehow. I don't know even why it's happening, to be honest. Let me check. I think it's happening mostly because of the trading, right? Because I think they're trading a lot with me. But this is not matter because right now they are already in my market. It's very nice. Here I have idea that I think probably will be the best solution is get advancement research -5 ahead of time penalty. Why? I will show you. Because I believe that if we wanna get very lot population and a lot resources and a lot rubber, right? Rubber will be very important, and rubber is inside Africa. We need discover technology of malaria prevention as fast as possible. And if we will do so, it will be very huge penalty from ahead of time. So you can see here, for example, this is 15,000 and we get 51,000 penalty. So yeah, it's the same as discover free technology, but we will discover only one technology for this time because we will get this huge penalty, and we have -15% discount on this, which is very, very nice. And I believe so we need to do so. Yeah, we will spend approximately about 9 years to develop this, but it will be super cool for us because we will be first country, and we'll be first country for very long time, which will be discovered malaria prevention. And I hope it will allow us to conquer majority of African continent for us. So after investment banks, I wanna took open hearts process, but seems I cannot do this because it's also a penalty from that's kind of suck. I will think what I have to do. Let's see what we let's think. I will think what I. Well, despite Prussia was considered as rival, we improved relationship with Prussia so good that they wanna give trade privilege for United States of America inside Prussia, even without nothing. So we don't need even give them nothing. They agree to do so. So we do 25 years bound and send proposal. I hope you accept, guys. Yep. So now. United States of America has a trade privilege from Prussia. Well, that's kind of funny. Wonderful. We discovered mechanized workshops which significantly improve economy scale, but also it's unlocked sewing machines, mechanized looms for textile mills, and mechanized workshop for furniture. So let's see, we have number 5 producer of cloth in the world right now, right? And let's see what we could do if we will just switch methods of production. I believe this technology is super efficient. Yeah, look at this, 60 we produce and we will produce 100. This is super crazy boost, and this is almost doubling our production of furniture. This is super efficient. So let's check which world we produce right now. Let's check. Oh, immediately we become third world producer of cloth. Like only one technology increased our position but 2 positions. And this is super cool. And I hope right now, yes, you will see this, that we will getting progress in designer cloth. It means in 36 months, if we will continue to be top 3 producer and our company will be prosperous, we will get designer cloth, which will increase very significantly profit of our textile mills. Because if we have prestige good, we could sell it and everyone wanna buy it. Well, as in real life. I believe it's a good time to switch our urban centers to covered markets, which will start to use more glass and steel. And also, I believe that it's very good time to maybe start construction of a lot railways. Yeah, I think that could be a very good idea for stimulate our economy, because lack of infrastructure never allow our companies to developing inside America. We have only 5 railways on whole America. This is joke. This is just joke, alright? This is nothing. So come on, let's start to expand and see what we could get. We want to expand probably in a places where it's not sufficient infrastructure. For example, West Virginia, American Colorado, alright. Maine, yeah, sound nice. American Oklahoma, I don't know what is this ever. Delaware, Wyoming. So we will expand everywhere where we can, at least I think so. Well, Pennsylvania as well. So I will do this literally not because I maybe it's super profitable to do this right now, or for example we could click earnings and we could see that we have potential to build railways and it will be profitable. If you see how much construction we spend, like 800 construction, and we will get so little profits, it's nothing really, but it will stimulate our economy. Why? Because each railway consume engines, coal and wood, so it will create additional demand for wood, coal and engines for our economy. And more of that, it means in all of these states we will have a lot infrastructure, right? Free infrastructure. For that reason, that's worth it for sure. We will construct 30 railways right now. I will start to subsidize all of them because, trust me, it worked very nice. Because if we haven't spent this money, it's not a big deal, because we will anyway send this money inside the economy. So as we have government construction where we spend money right now, our economy will have such thing as subsidies for railways, and we will spend money on this and we will consider this as investment inside our economy rather than just losing money. It's just, we're not losing money, we're just investing money inside our economy. Wonderful. We accepted universal suffrage, and I believe it will significantly increase our position of syndicates or trade unions, how you call them. I see very little chance to accept, only 7% chance from trade unions, but I could try to accept proportional taxation, because what law try to accept anyway? Because this law will give me 16,000 more, so that's quite significant amount, and as we will play more, this amount will become even more and more significant. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, we have 15% stall chance, so I believe it will be impossible to pass this law, but well, we could try. Oh my god, I was very lucky. I decided to create Venezuela protectorate, right? And Peru, Bolivia decided to support Venezuela, but because Peru, Bolivia has bad relationship with Brazil, some kind of, I mean, like not very good seems. Brazil did not enter to support Venezuela, and now they even quit, so I could do whatever I want right now. No one will come to support them. That's super awesome. I mean, like, this is incredibly good, incredibly good. Let's wait a little more. I want to for it come almost to the end. Yeah, something like this. And right now, okay, we don't have a lot of countries. I think Britain will not support them for sure. And I could put add war goal, make protectorate, Peru, Bolivia. 51 infamy for United States of America, you know, but I want a protectorate of Peru, Bolivia. What I could do? I wanna, all right? 45 infamy, that's crazy, but whatever. I'm very happy that in this war Ecuador do not participate, and well, if you want to know my plan, I want to capture first of all Venezuela. They have only 10 battalions, which is super small. Well, all my commanders seems died because I'll pass it a lot of time. So let's do naval invasion inside. Where is capital? Where is capital of them? Yeah, Miranda is capital. So let's do naval invasion inside capital of Venezuela. I mean, like, I like Latin America. I mean, like, it reminds me of Spain. I mean, they are building like Catholic churches, right? I mean, that's beautiful. Sorry if you don't like this, but I like. All right, come on. One guy will be blockading, and our guy will be intercepting. Once we will finish with Venezuela, we will start attack on Peru, Bolivia. But as you see, they have 57 battalions, which is super a lot. So we will have very big troubles. Oh, look at how I zoom it. I never zoom so a lot. I think it's the most high zoom of me, which I haven't had in my life. Well, you know, This game look quite beautiful, even very zoomed. I don't know why developers not allow us zoom so a lot in other places. I think you like this, guys, right? I like how it's look. I mean, not super beautiful, but I mean, I like anyway. So I will have big troubles to invade from sea to them. For that reason, my plan will use New Granada as like land for invading Peru, Bolivia. At least I think so. Alright, our troops are already in capital of Venezuela and they are participating in one fight with them. We killed a lot of them and they killed almost nothing of us. So yeah, war will be very quickly, and obviously Peru, Bolivia cannot send their troops here. Mostly I think they cannot do this because they don't have any land connection, but more of that, I mean, like technically Peru, Bolivia could send military, but they need send military through South Africa and I will just easily blockade all of their supplies, so all of their military will be just destroyed. So clearly they don't want to do this because it not has sense. For that reason, Venezuela will capitulate very. And I believe that we have quite a lot of money right now. We switch it completely to steel frame construction. So I think it's time to finally finish to build university to reach maximum innovation cap. Okay, let's see. Our innovation cap 136 and we have 92. So we're talking about it will be nice if we will increase at least on 40 innovations. So let's check our New York City and let's check university inside New York City. Where is you? Okay, 20 universities. 20 universities generate 36. So if I will build about 25 universities or about 20 universities approximately, I think it will be sufficient. So let's build 20 universities and see how it goes. Wonderful, we finally finished it to discover investment banks and we could now have one additional company. Well, what technology we could study right now? Right now we have ability maybe to pause a little our speedrun to malaria, I believe so. Because we need company. So I see that we are very fast achieving chemical bleaching. So I believe if I study baking powder really in 18 months, I will research it completely. And after I want to research open heart process because it's super important, but I don't want to get punishment from penalty I had at the time. And after this, I will create a company which allow me to process a very powerful prestige good. And prestige good which I talking about is refined steel, which will give plus 20% input output input output throughput bonus if you use steel as input. So this is super powerful company, but this require open heart process. So for that reason I need kinda wait, right? But in the same time, if you think so, wait a moment, let me check where we could get our company. Next company we could get only here, which is max number of companies plus 1. Well, that will be very a lot of time. So yeah, I believe so. And we could get one company here. So only we could create 2 companies more inside game. And one company will be steel company. And second company which I will create, probably it will be Ford Motor Company. Because it allows us to create Ford automobiles, which as well is very powerful prestige good, which will be sold very well around the world, I believe so. We want to create one company for this. And we want to create one company for steel. So we have one company which we could create. And of course one of the solutions could be create radio company. Well, as long-term very profitable business, I don't know. Our option could be create furniture, but I don't know if we want to create furniture, because if we will create furniture, why we need furniture? Why we need furniture? This is sound pointless, right? We don't want to have furniture. One company will be Steel Carnegie Company, second company will be Ford Company, and third company will be this Colt Company. So we need just have a Connecticut state, and any building is armed industries more than 5. And we could create this company, I think, even now. So I believe I will spend my money to create this company right now, probably. As you can see, if we create this company give plus 10% offense to all American armies, which is quite nice. But more of that, if we use Colt revolvers, it gives guarantee us military benefits. It gives plus 15% army offense and defense and morale recovery. So you could think about this, that if we use this, it will give us plus 25% of offense towards our armies. So if you have offense 100, it will be 125. And I think this sounds very powerful. So for that reason, I don't feel bad if I will create this company right now. Alright, we completely captured Venezuela and they will become our protectorate. And right now I'm thinking about New Granada. Yeah, technically I maybe wanna what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? exiled army. Well, seems he was trying to send his armies and they become exiled. Well, it's very weird. Let's try to maybe invade inside territory of Peru. I don't know if it's work, but let's try to do so. It will take 8 weeks. Very a lot time to arrive here. We will need to go around America, but I hope we will arrive. Let's see if we will able to do so. Because if I will enforce military access through New Granada, it will increase significantly liberty desire of this country. And I don't want to increase liberty desire because I want to make puppet as fast as possible for get more incomes from this state. Because as protectorate, we're not getting too much money from this. So for that reason, maybe I don't want to do this. So if I decide to use company of arms, it means I don't have now free company for steel. So I don't need to discover this technology. I could go back to society and discover malaria. It says it will take 6 years. Well, we could spend 6 years on discover this technology, and right now finally we fulfilled our cap. Almost 154 and maximum cap 157, so it's probably 5 universities or a couple of universities more and we will fulfill. So in 6 years we will have malaria prevention, and it means we will be able to start colonization of very deep regions of Africa, and I hope this will allow us to dominate through Africa without wars, only through science and medicine. Well, surprisingly, Bolivian Peru Confederation decided to not throw all their military inside this invasion. I don't know exactly why. So in end, of course, they just losing. Yeah, we're losing almost the same amount of people as them, but we have a lot more people, right? We're Americans, we have very big population. For that reason, this battle will be very fatal for them. And I believe, yeah, it's the same problem. They have line infantry, continued line infantry, while we have skirmish infantry. And literally with this very little advantage, with our small army, we able to conquer majority of territory. We conquered Mexico because of this. We conquered New Granada. We conquered Venezuela. We're literally conquering half of world only because we know technology of skirmishes. Like, this is crazy. Yeah, look at this battle. Well, it seems we're losing here. Yeah, maybe we will lose this battle. Oh no, we're winning. Yeah, we cannot lose even one battle. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh no, we're again losing. I feel interested if we will win or not. No, I think we will lose. Yeah? No, we're winning. What's wrong with you guys? Yeah, panic and retreat. Yeah, nice job, guys. Nice job. Yeah, Bolivian Peru Confederation right now is running away. Yeah. Once our naval invasion was successfully, we start capturing territory of Bolivia, Peru. And right now situation is in such conditions that they have no hope and they are start to losing their war support. So we just say, do you want to become our protectorate, Peru, Bolivia? Waiting a couple times. I mean, I don't know how much time exactly we need to wait, but something. Yep, and we finish it. Venezuela is our protectorate double times, I don't know why. And Peru, Bolivia is our protectorate as well. So our American market right now is here. Market, wonderful. All of this blue is our American market. And you may ask why I did this. Well, I remind you, I do this for rubber and for oil, because Venezuela has quite a lot of oil. Well, you know this probably. So I do this in advance because I want to control this lands. And probably Argentina and Chile I will capture as well. But Brazil is more problematic. And while I was doing this, look at Britain, what they are doing. They are trying to capture a very huge part of China. Like, literally, if Britain will win this war, and Britain will win this war, they will get 30 million population. So population of Britain itself is 30 million. So Britain will double its population. So maybe we need to try to consider start to capture some parts of China as well. I don't know. Or maybe Japan. I think Japan is more nice than China. It's a lot more easy to capture, in meaning that it has less infamy. So guys, right now our situation is in such conditions. We captured quite a lot places. We are planning to capture very a lot inside Africa, because we will discover malaria prevention one of the first, and I believe we have very huge potential, because already our standards of living is number 5 in the world. Yeah, only couple countries live better, like Costa Rica live a little better than us. I don't know why, but we are number 1. Like, if you see standard of living, like all map is green and USA, right? While in Europe and Asia and Africa, everything is terrible. We're doing super good. We achieved 45 million population and it's grow every year by 1 million. If we look at our market, we export quite a lot instruments, cloth. It's nice that we start to export cloth. To be honestly very happy. We export even weapons. Well, we're America. Why we cannot send weapons? We must sell weapons because we're Americans, right? And if we see at our export import, American market is the second market we import, right? We import very a lot, and American market is the second market of export as well. So our economy is super good, and our market is the second market in the world. I think we're doing super well. I believe that we could achieve super nice results, especially when we establish all our companies, when we will get investment agreement with other countries in other places. I think it will give us very a lot money as well. So if you like this video, please subscribe and put like, because I will record second part of this video if this video will get at least 200 likes. If this video will get 200 likes, I immediately doing second part for America and continue this playthrough. Thank you for watching, bye bye.